Alright, how you guys doing? So alright, today we're gonna do a Ursarctic one-on-one. So I'm gonna show you what the cards do and the engines you could use with it, because a lot of people said it's not a good deck, but it actually is. You could win a lot of decks. You just gotta learn how to use it, when to use it, and what you can run with it. So on this deck, like, it's a hand trap deck. You don't see it that way, but it is, because they all activate in your hand on their turn, right? And so you're gonna have all of them do different things, and you're gonna interrupt them. And sometimes you could interrupt them so much you could even mess up their plays just by interrupting them. And it's always depend on the matchup, because just like every other deck, whether people want to admit it or not, everything depends on your matchup, what you're going against. Your deck could be good against this deck and suck against this deck, and you always got to keep that in mind, right? Let me see, let me get there. So first, I'm going to introduce you to Orthartic Macbellis. So his effect, so they all have the same effect. Once they tribute, just saying, they tribute for cost on your hand, a level 7 or higher monster, for they can special summon. Once you use that effect, you're locked out to bringing out monsters from the extra deck without a level. Other words, XYZs and links, right? So just to get that out the way. So you can't link after you use that effect. So if you use it on their turn, and then once it's your turn, you can link off. So keep that in mind. So this one, a lot of people will tell you this is the best one, but it's not. It's all equal. You just have to understand how to run it. This one, he tribute for cost, so they activate in the hand just like Drytrons, Emancipators, and then it special summons. And when it special summons, a new effect activates to get another Orthartic monster to your hand, right? And so what that does, it allows you to get anyone. So based on what you're going against, you have to learn how to search your deck, if that makes sense. If you see them setting back row, then you're gonna go for one that pops a what's it called, a trap or spell. Or if they, like my friend who was running the Matica Alistair Shadows, he normal summoned Alistair, then he linked it away. Or when he normal summoned, I activate him, and I went to get this guy. Let me show you. Mick Macbellis, and his effect is that when he is summoned, he gets to banish a card. So I banish his Alistair before he could use invocation. Does that make sense? Because without Alistair, it kind of dies. So anyways, so he's your searcher, and you're always gonna search based on your matchup, right? So just to get that out the way, for you could like see how to use this deck, and don't go by people's point of view, but you can make your own decisions. And then it looks like, all right, you see how I say it's Macbellis? These are the MIG. MIK are the little ones that are not tuners, 7, and the level 8s are tuners. So 7s are not tuners, 8s are tuners. So the little ones do the work, and the tuners do the action. So it's like an engine. And so this is the bigger one. And it looks like it's the same one, but it's transformed. See, same name, Macbellis, Megapolar, right? So I don't know how that works or what they're trying to do, but that's pretty cool. So this one, his effect is, of course, tribute for cost to special summon, quick effect, anybody's main phase too. And then, sorry, I'm a little bit sick if you hear me coughing, but I want to start getting all these videos out. And then his effect is he pops a spell or trap, and it targets, just to let you know. Okay? And their effects, the big ones, have to activate when you have one of these on the field. And so the little ones is weird, okay? Because the little ones have 700 attack, and the big ones got 2,000 and more, 24 and more attack. This one's at 25. Then the other one is Orthartic Titanus. And a lot of people will tell you it's not good, but it is good. Because if you really think about it, even if you draw this one first, it's basically a free special summon, because you tribute to send one to the graveyard. And then when you send one to the graveyard, it gives it back to your hand. So it's like a free summon. It's not bad. You don't lag and you don't care because it stays in your hand. It's free, if you see it that way. So his effect, of course, quick effect, tribute for cost, 2 special summon. Just all of them have that, but I don't have to keep saying that. And his effect is, like I said, target, or you don't, wait, does it target? Let me see. Yeah, this one targets. This one targets an Ursarctic monster from the graveyard and add it back to your hand. Okay, and then his transform body, I'm assuming it's him, Mega Tennis. And this is like the best one for me because you can stop a lot of plays from happening from synchro and linking with him or attacking. Mega Tennis effect, of course, the special summon like all of them. And the second effect, if there's a Ursarctic monster, just like the big ones, all level 8 tuners. And he can Book a Moon a monster. And if you don't know what Book a Moon means, it means get a card and put it face down. And it's relevant. It is relevant. So, because people need a synchro, Book a Moon, and then if you could like put it face down. The only one I'm not sure about is Ritual Summon, because I know Fusion if face down doesn't matter, but Ritual Summon, I don't know if you need to see it. Let me know in the comments if you know, because if not, then it could be very strong against Drytrons, because I was going against Drytrons, and I lost in one, so it goes back and forth till he added the big monster. Now the next one we have is Mick Macbellis or Mike Billis, however you want to say it. Of course, a special summon effect like all the other ones, and his is once he special summon, you can special summon another one from your hand, another Orthartic monster. So there we go already with the he special summons from the hand. So like I said, the level 7s are your engines and your big ones are your distractions. And then his transform body that I'm assuming is Macbellis. And Macbellis effect is target one card in your opponent's side of the field and banish. Banish one card in their graveyard, sorry. So this is very relevant too. A lot of people say it's not relevant. It's super relevant. Eldritch, banish. If you see the Emancipators, they need the rocks to activate their effects, right? So you can banish the attributes. And then invoke, you get rid of them before you confuse, right? Like there's a lot of things you can do. Or if they're comboing a target and then you somehow chain in the right time, if possible, because it happens, you could target their necessary piece that they need or their one-ofs. Okay, that's getting the normal monsters. And the way they synchro summon or special summon, just to get it out the way, is they synchro to get their big monsters going opposite. Or how would you say it? They call it dark synchro, but not dark synchro. So this is an 8 and this is a 7. The difference, subtracting, is 1. So you'll send them to the graveyard to special summon a level 1. If that makes sense, right? That's how you go about it. And he's completely generic. So I know people run it with the divas, but I'm just saying, I think future they might get banned because it's so generic. You could actually run this in any deck. You don't have to run Ursarctic. All you got to do is run these two, and you can lock out a lot of people. And then his is basically an Ursarctic monster. So there's going to be another one, and I'm going to like call it out. There's going to be another one, and I think this one's the next Ursarctic is going to probably activate a trap from the deck. And then the next one is gonna probably Book a Moon. Sounds weird, but that's what I'm gonna go for. That's what I think. Prediction, just saying. I could be wrong, of course. So those are your monsters, right? And let's go to the spells. Now that we got that out the way. You got the field spell. Ursarctic Big Dipper. This is a good field spell. You know, of course, I would like to run it at... You have to run it minimum. I run it minimum 2. Sometimes I want to run it 3, because you can still work with 3, because just in case it get popped, because it's annoying for your opponent. So you can run this at 3 or 2. It's 1. You could, but nah, what the heck? Like it's so good because it helps your engine. There's an engine. Your engine works with spells and traps, if that makes sense. So every time there's a special summon monster on the field, this gets a counter. And when it has a 7, it has like a quick effect. Like, it doesn't say, but it is a quick effect to target one of their monsters and snatch it, and you keep it permanently. Effects are not negated. And then the other one is if you want to use your Ursarctic monsters to tribute for cost, you could banish it instead for cost, right? For cost. So tribute for cost, you'll banish one to activate the effect, and you can only do that a soft once per turn. Yeah, Ursarctic soft once per turn. And then so it has a snatch, counters, and helps you go on to your place to special synchro summon. Then the other one is called Orthartic Slider. This is like another engine. I run this at 3 for sure, because you can target one Orthartic monster from your graveyard or banish. And the one you really want to go for is usually target for your banish, because what you want to do is if you put it here to the graveyard, they could like target it and get rid of it. But if you target your banish, they have nothing to target your banish right now. Or usually people don't, because there is traps that do, but if they're not running it, it doesn't matter, right? So they can't call by the grave it. And so basically, this one lets you special summon from the banish or graveyard, and their effects are not negated, so you could just activate their effects. You could do it, and it's destroyed, and that monster cannot attack. But you're usually gonna do it on your turn, hopefully, right? Then the other one is called Ursarctic Departure, and this one is you discard one card. Remember that, one card. It could be anything, any card. So you have to use that to your advantage in this deck. A lot of people don't understand that because they think they're nagging, but you're winning. You're winning. You're gonna win no matter what. You're gonna win because you need to get a certain card into the graveyard. You do it because it helps, even with Slider. You get it? Or with something else that you'll see, different spices. Because this video right here is not to tell you how to run your deck. This is more of giving you options to see how to run this deck. So Ursarctic Departure, and then you can grab any 2 Ursartics. So based on your matchup or what they're doing, you're gonna know what to grab. Because you want to Book of Moon them, or banish something they need in the graveyard, or pop some spells and traps that is annoying you, right? And then this one I run this one 3 of. Sometimes I go to 2, but with 3 of, because I want to see it. I want to see it on my first hand, because this is the engine. It doesn't look like it, but it does. You pay 700, and of course in your mind you're gonna say you don't want to pay life points, but you're gonna win. It sounds weird because it's a soft once per turn. For people who don't know, hard once per turn means you can only use this name once. But since it's soft once per turn, you can have 3, activate 700, activate 700, activate 700, and you can use all their effects and surprise them. And one time I drew 2 against the Dogmaticas, and it really saved me, because you're paying your life points and you're gonna get low, but you can like OTK, and that's what matters, because you disrupted them too many times. And so this one has 3 effects. Let's get this out the way. So what this one does is you can add 1 Orthartic monster from your graveyard to your hand. It does not target. Just keep that in mind. So if you are going for something and you activate it, let them banish an Orthartic and you grab another one. Or so it doesn't target. Add to your hand. You pay 700, or you can pay 700 and for tribute 2 Orthartic monsters, even if face down. And if you do special summon from the extra deck an Orthartic monster with a level difference, or the level difference of that. So if you have this one and this one, you have to use them, right? It's telling you the level difference is 7. So you'll tribute these 2 to bring out this one. The summoning conditions doesn't matter. It says it's going past it. Or there's a new Ursarctic fusion coming out on Burst of Destiny. You could do it with this too, because it's saying regardless of summoning conditions. So this one is to like do it on their turn, and it does come in handy, or you could pop if you could pop 2 cards on their turn. So it helps out, because my friend, I had this card, and I had this on. I used 1 to put 1 to my hand, and then I think I banished the invoke. Then he used a Dogmatica trap to pop him. I activate this and send this, and then I brought out him. Right? So he missed target. And then on the Dogmatica card, target is the cost, not the send. So that makes a big difference. So they can't send nothing. And they lost target. So it makes a difference, this card. Oh, and for the last effect, which is the one I keep forgetting. If they beat up on one of your monsters, I think it's destroyed by battle. Single monster is destroyed by an opponent's attack. Yeah, if it gets destroyed by an attack, the Orthartic monsters, the synchros, synchro monster, you could shuffle all cards into the deck, total of number of cards on the field and graveyard, right? So basically, if they have 7 in their hand, or if they have 5 in the hand, a whole field, and then a big old graveyard, they have to shuffle everything to the deck till they only have 7 in total in all 3 places. And it might not seem relevant, but it is, because some people need the graveyard, like Drytrons need the graveyard in their hand, and then you get rid of the whole graveyard and you send everything in their hand until they're only left with 7. It can bug them. It can bug a lot of people. Not everyone, but it'll bug a lot of people. So that's it for the Ursarctic main engine, right? And then I'm going to introduce you to the Ursarctic Polaris. His effect is when he special summon, he activates the field spell directly from the deck. So they can't ash that. It's activating the field spell, right? Like that. And then his second effect is you can tribute 1 level 7 or higher monster. And then it doesn't say to the hand, it doesn't say from your hand. So some say from your hand and field, and so for you could this one says just tribute a level 7 higher monster to special summon another tuner or Ursarctic monster. And you're gonna want to get the tuners. So any Ursarctic monsters, right? And so then they could activate. You gotta keep remembering what you use, what you didn't use, for you could use accordingly, because you're basically playing a skill game. I already used this effect, okay, come out with this one, then I can use his effect, banish or pop. And then from there, that's how you synchro again. The difference, 8 and 1 is 7 minus, right? 1 minus 8. You could pop again, or you could go into this. And let me get to them now for you can see. So that's his effect, just to activate the field spell. And that's why you could run it in 2 or 1, but I want to run it in 3. I just hate drawing it on the first hand. And it's not completely bad because you can still combo off. But I just, you want other cards in your hand when you start. That's why I run it in 2. I have this theory, run 3 if you want to see it, 2 if you want to draw into it, 1 if you don't want to see it at all. So that's him. Then this one, he's your boss monster. His effect, let me see, get you close. Yeah, his effect is he locks out the extra deck, or negates them. He don't lock out, but he negates links and XYZ. Anything that doesn't have a level, it's negated. And since it's negated, they can't activate from the extra deck. So keep in mind, if they reborn it from the graveyard, it activates. But if it comes out the extra deck, access code ain't nothing. You don't see no Dragoon. You get me? They can't go into Predaplant. So XYZs. So like this helped out with the, what is it called? What's relevant in the meta? Drytrons, because they use their XYZs and you can't use their effects when he's there. So it kind of stops. Then they can't go into Dragoon. They got a hard drive. They got a hard draw the Red Eyes Fusion, right? So it locks out a lot of stuff. And then the other one is this one. And I say this one's the less relevant one. And I wish it was relevant, because you want to run more Ursarctics, but I only run 1 of. And this one's cool because you could tribute. Alright, so this one, when he's special summon, he could pop out. He could pop 2 cards. Let me see if it targets. I always try by sending 2 monsters. Yeah, target up to 2 cards, right, on the field and destroy them. So not just monsters, any 2. So that's relevant. And also when they target one of your Ursarctic monsters, I don't know if it's just traps or, alright, once per turn when a card effect activate that targets. Okay, any card effect. So trap spells or monster effect targets one of your Ursarctic, you could tribute any monster. So not level 7, is any monster. tribute one monster from your hand or field to negate the activation. So that's relevant. Might not be, but you could tribute Ben 10. You could tribute any monster. So that makes a difference too. That's his effect. Hopefully I explained that right. Alright, now that I showed you the Ursarctics of what they do, right? This is what they do and how they work. And the combos are real good, to be honest, if you know how to do it. Now I'm going to show you the side engines you could use. Alright, first, it locks you up from linking. And it locks you, you know, at times. You could play around it, but linking the XYZs. So the best that I think to run for this deck is Super Poly, because it doesn't lock you out of fusions, right? And so since it don't lock you out of fusions, you run this one. It's water. And then this one has the effect that attributes with card effect, or you know, your opponent cannot target this card or monsters on the field with the same attribute. It's water. Your Ursarctics are all water. So if you Super Poly them for him, which is the same attribute, different type, and you're gonna have that. You Super Poly, and now you have your protection from a Veiler, Imperm, and etc. Okay, and the other ones I just want to mention is these cards. Of course, there's other materials and like other, but I feel these now are the most relevant for me. You could say different, you could say, because there's like 10,000 of them, but the one I run is these two. This one, because now we're in a game that people sleep on this card, right? And to special summon him or synchro fusion him is a XYZ, a link, and a synchro. And if you pay attention to the game, a lot of people are ending up with boards like that. So this might be like the next best card, I think. But I run this one because usually people run darks. So it's either these two. This one is a dragon and a spellcaster. Right? So that's my board wiping and board protection, Super Poly. I run it. It's a choice if you want to run it. But I think it's perfect for what the deck is trying to do. The other one you could run is a Pinpoint Landing. Pinpoint Landing, if you special summon, if exactly one special summon monster from the hand to the field. I just learned if they kaiju you get to draw a card. It's one monster from the hand to the field, to your field. So if they kaiju you draw a card. You see that? It's good, huh? So basically on your turn or their turn, you're gonna go off, boom, and then you draw a card. It chain blocks. So this effect will go off. Let me see. His effect, special summon, chain one, then pinpoint, draw a card. So you're like always adding. And I think it's good because I was running a lot of stuff. And if you want to know what I run this at, I think I'm running it at 2. Because it's cool to you like see it a lot. Another card you should know about that I think is super strong is White Howling. White Howling, if you control a water monster, target one spell in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. And if you do, for the rest of the turn, negate spell effects in your opponent's field. So if they Dark Ruler no more you. Let's just say they do. Alright, they activate that. Now they have a handful of spells to combo off. You activate this, you could chain it right away, chain it when they're doing it, doesn't matter. You banish the Dark Ruler no more, or emergency teleport, whatever they have in the graveyard. Now their whole field is negated and they can't activate effects, other words. They can activate it, but it's gonna be negated. So this is Imperial Order for you. At 3, think about that. At 3, you can't use spells. So you could literally lock them off and end their combos if they're spell reliant pendulums, right? Now for the small engines. One is Melfi Caddy. It's a good card. I don't use it, but you could use it, right? So his effect is when he's normal or special summon. If your opponent normal or special summon a monster, you can bounce this card back into your hand and then search any beast, which is cool. It's good. It's not bad. It's good. Any beast. And then on your end phase, you can special summon them. Extra body. It's good. I just don't use it on my build, but it's a good card. It's a beast searcher. So keep that in mind if you want to run it. Beast searcher. Good card. Good card. Then what I run of 3 of this one. Okay? Relevant, super relevant. This helps you and saves you, because if you have him out, you can't get Nibiru'd, because Nibiru'd effect is tribute to special summon. And then you can't get Gamma, because Gamma is negate destroy to special summon. Do you see how that works? You can't special summon because they can't activate cards to special summon. So if you bring him out first, you could go full combo, boom, 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 without getting Nibiru'd, right? And then with him, it's good. Really think about it, okay? This one's gonna lock half their extra deck, and this one's gonna lock them to only special summoning one attribute. So even if you get Kaiju with the seal, they're gonna do one to whoever one's more relevant. So most likely they're gonna go for this, right? But it's a good. I think it's the best way to run it for me. Like I said, for me, this is my favorite way to run it right now. You floodgates because. Right, let's say the Diva package. The Diva package, they run and sometimes they get into one negate. And that's trash. But that's one negate, right? Or you lock them out from special summoning. You pick your poison, it doesn't matter. Of course they could beat you over that, and sometimes they won't. Because some of their monsters, sometimes it's weaker than 1,000 these days. So pick your poison, right? Then the next one is Crystal Girl. Crystal Girl, when she special summons, or when she's normal, a special summon, you activate the effect. And end phase, you could add any water monster with a level 5 or higher to your hand. So this one for sure searches all of them. This is why I run her, because now I'm not limited. I get anyone, because these are beast warriors. It's beast and beast warriors. And then Caddy only gets you beast. See, this one's only gonna give me half my deck, and this one gives me all of them. So I like her better, and she has a second effect that if she's in the graveyard, she could special summon herself. But when she leaves the field, she gets banished, which is relevant. Why? Because this is now your level 1 monster with your level 8, and this is how you get to your level 9s quick. So you could do that, get her. I'll show you combos later, so you can see all the combos, because she's more relevant to me. Okay, another one you could, if you want to run hand traps, if you go first. This is because this could conflict with your deck, because in the same time you're running cards on their turn, so you'll most likely have monsters on their side of the field, right? If that makes sense. Like, so you're activating on their turn, you're gonna be bugging them. So Gamma could be less relevant, or it could be relevant when you first draw, and then you're trying to draw and they're trying to ash you or draw. Then this could be relevant, and then you could go into this guy, which I think is the best one. Alright, so it's up to you if you want to run Gamma. It's like a hit or miss, it could conflict. The other package I want to show you that I think is unique is Emergency Teleport. Right, you run 2. Why? Because you're gonna be locked into water, so you special summon him, a water. It's weird, right? Because if you're locked into water, you go into him. Let's just say you're locked into water, you use Emergency Teleport, and you bring him. Super Quantum Blue Layer. You're gonna ask why. It never dies too. You only run 1. This is the way I do it. I run 1 of that one. Or this is just engine. I don't run it. Not yet. So when he's summoned, he gets 1 to your hand, and we're gonna add this one to our hand. Okay, so he adds it to your hand, so he becomes a plus. Special summon him, effect, give this to your hand. Now you have Tribute Father, or however you guys call it. So now you could tribute this one to special summon. Do you see how it goes? So this one will always get you these. Now you're looking at it. Why is it a 1-3 package? This one gets this one, but it never dies. It never dies. Because even though you tribute it and you have these in the graveyard, once he goes in the graveyard, he targets 3 quantum monsters and shuffles them back into the deck. So it never dies. You normal summon, grab this one, tribute, link them or synchro away, and then they all go back into your deck. And then so if you use one, you can use the other one again. This one goes back to your hand. Tribute for cause, link it away. You get me? Like, okay, just to So these two, 1 and 3 and 3, is good for like an engine that keeps going. Again, just want to clarify that. 1, 2 for this one. This one goes into the graveyard. Targets 3. Shuffle them to the deck. It's a recycle engine. If you want to run that one, because if you get locked into water, special summon him, psychic level 3. This one gets this one to your hand, and it's an engine that keeps recycling. It's pretty cool. So that's one that you can run. The other one is the Egyptian God package. It sounds weird, right? But it's actually perfect, because you could normal summon. Since we don't use our normal summon, you could normal summon all their ugly ass monsters. Their 3 negates. You normal summon, get rid of that. Then you could tribute this one, who effect only works in the graveyard, right? And then if you get this one, you could special summon this one, or if you could add it to your hand. And there's a lot of things you could do. And also, just to make note, because I don't have the cards yet, they have a blue aqua monster that goes relevant with this. So you could add Egyptian God package, and you could run the Egyptian God package with Ursarctic, and they won't see that coming. And so if you bring him out and this is in your graveyard, you could attack. Remember, he's unaffected, you can't negate the summon. And then if this goes off the field, his effect activates and your opponent cannot respond to it. And then it comes out, look at that, 4,000 beater, see? And then when it leaves the field, it adds 1 to your hand. I think Spear or Raw, something like that. So that's another package that you can run. So now here's one I'm thinking about running, because to me the more important card in this deck is the statue barrier. If you could get to it faster, it's better, right? You win. Unless you know Dark Ruler or Forbidden Droplets, but that's still what, 3 out of 40. You always gotta say that, 3 out of 40. Alright, and so this one is a field spell. When you activate this, you can place 1 water monster on top of your deck. So I haven't tried it out yet, but in theory, it sounds good, right? So you can put this on top of your deck. And then you could use something for draw power, 7 signs, trade in, you see? And they're going to try to stop that. That's where the gamma package will come in handy, because they're going to try to stop that, but you're going to for sure draw it. And then if you gamma, you're going to get your monster out. Oh, anywho, so this one's real good. And not only that, but if you synchro, if you special summon a water synchro monster, you could look at your opponent's hand, and if you do, banish 1 card. See? So think about it. Just the combo. In theory, right? In theory. So this is the field spell. You add this one to your hand. You activate something to draw. They try to ash it. You gamma, or if they try to draw, you gamma. You got a level 8. Then you could go into your level 8 white synchro monster, or blue synchro monster. Then the effect activates, you look at the whole entire hand and banish a card. I don't know, I thought that was pretty cool. So I have that, like, in theory, side engines. And then of course the Diva package. I don't like it. I feel like the Diva, you don't need to run it with the Orthartics. This is my point in theory. The Diva runs by itself and you don't need Orthartic monsters. That's just what I think. And I think it's better running neutral and then just use the Orthartic monsters in the extra deck. But if you do, just make sure you pick up this one. This one with chain block. When a fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster is normal or special summon to the field, you can special summon this one. So this one's gonna be like chain 1, chain 2. See that? Just to let you guys know if you're interested in the Diva package. Yeah. So letting you know on that one. Let's see what else I got. So these are like things that you could run to make it move. Now, another thing I wanted to show. Alright, so now since we're tributing, our hand traps change. It changes a lot. So what you could use is him. If you're scared of them targeting you, he prevents targeting, and he's also a level 7 for tribute, right? Just to show you. Then one that I like, I only have one right now, but him too. You could tribute him. Might not seem relevant, but you could discard him, tribute him with the Orthartic departure, and then if there's a field spell, he'll come out. He'll come out every standby phase. and he negates zombies. And what zombie do we know about that they activate for sure? Ash, Ghost Moaner. No, not Ghost Moaner, is it? Well, all the hand traps that are zombies, Ghost Bell, I think. And so this will help you later on with Ash and all this stuff, because you're gonna be able to negate, or you could be able to banish one monster on the field or graveyard. Or you could do it on your turn. Or you could run three of these, let them come out, and then activate this, chain it, and banish something or negate. You know, you ain't gonna negate this, but I would run maybe 3 or 2 Alpha Beast. This is one of my favorite underrated cards. Why? Because on Alpha, he special summons without activation. And when you're going against Drytron and you're going against certain matchups, all they're trying to do is negate. But you could just, alright, if you go against Tri Brigade usually ends up now at Appaloosa and the Trap, right? This, when he comes out, he's gonna beat over Appaloosa. So they have to activate the Trap. Do you see where that goes? Like you're forcing them. This monster is very strong. Or if they have Dragoon, you bring them out, you beat Dragoon up. Like, this card is super strong. And then, since we're running the water statue, you do this too. So you could do it's a good package. You tribute one of their most annoying monsters, then you special summon, and then you activate his effect, bounce his back. And I think you could special summon this card from your hand attack position. It's not even once per turn. Then you could do it again and tribute another one, and then special summon this again, and then you could combo off. So this deck has, and the reason I only run this one, not the other one, because we're getting locked into waters. And then another one that you could keep in mind is him. Because on this one, these are side engines, right? And side things and hand traps. You can use 7 sides. I forgot what it's called, but you banish one level 7 and draw 2 cards. And if he gets banished, he gets a dragon to your hand. So that's relevant if you need it, right? And also you can discard a win, and then just to show you the win, okay? You can discard a win and add another dragon to your hand. Or if he's in your graveyard, he can banish a win and a dragon and special summon. He's a level 7, so you can have recursion. So it's a good engine. And a heavily Zephyra Miradora. So his effect cannot be negated. Just keep that in mind. This is why this card is strong and weak in the same time. Because if against Dragoon, which is I think is the most problematic card against his deck, that's my opinion, is Dragoon is the worst matchup for you. Because anything else you don't gotta worry about. You don't really have to worry about. But Dragoon is probably the worst matchup. And I mean just that card alone. Because he pops. So if you're activating something in their side of the field, all they gotta do is Dragoon and pop you, right? But besides that, everything else is up. Like if they have Appaloosa and everything, you can activate this in their turn. See, if they special summon a monster or monsters with 2,000 or more from the extra deck, and it's an if, not a win, just for you to know, you could activate his effect, and this card's effect cannot be negated. Just remember that it cannot be negated. So it can be special summon, and then you target one monster from the extra deck. It doesn't have to be the 2,000, but you could target any monster that got special summon for the extra deck and negate its effect this whole turn till this card's gone. Relevant. It's pretty good, even if people sleep on it because it's a trigger, but triggers are unexpected. The other one that I was running like this package, and it's pretty cool because sorry, still sick. Because if you have this one on the field, and they special summon from the extra deck or something, and they special summon, just saying, that's a +3. Draw 2 cards, draw 1 card. Or get any Ursarctic card from your deck, draw 2 cards. So this one's relevant. And then if they special summon from the hand, you could special summon from the hand, right? And there's another one they special summon from the extra deck, you could pop. So this is a strong level 8 that you want to keep on the field. Hand traps change when you play this one. Another one for you can know about, I'm not saying run it, I'm just saying you can know about. When your opponent special summons a monster, you can special summon this from the hand, level 7. If I had 3, I would tell you go get these. I think it's only a common. Cataclysmic Circumpolar Chibalinia or something like that. If a face-up water monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then if you do, send 1 random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard, depending on your deck, but the whole point is she's protection from the water. They get rid of 1 water, this one comes out. And what I think is one of the best cards, that the secret is expensive, I think it's like $50. But this one is very good. If your opponent, when your opponent special summon a monster or monsters, except damage step, you can discard 1 card and special summon this card from your hand. Your opponent cannot cannot banish cards. Very relevant against Tri Brigade, against Phantom Knights, and cards that need to banish, right? Because they can't banish you against Dark Magician. You see, of course, like I said, besides Dragoon, but the whole point is this will stop a lot of plays. It's like Lancia, and the difference between this and Lancia, for you don't have to run Lancia, you run this instead, is that this is a level 7, so it prepares you for your plays with your monsters, level 8 tuner 7, and then you can go in your plays. And then they're just locked out from banishing. So this is a good, I would say, like, instead of running Lancia, you run this, if that makes sense, because it synergizes better with your deck. And then they can't even cross out Designator you, because cross out Designator needs to banish. Another one, if you're going against a Link as a hand trap, is this one, Nightmare Incarnation Illy. So the effect of Illy is, no matter whose turn it is, if they have at least levels, right? Because in Links, there's Link 1, Link. If there's Links up to 8 in the field, she'll special summon. Then her effect will activate to send all monsters from the field, all Link monsters to the graveyard. It sends. You control monsters, all Link monsters on the field. You can send all Link, yeah. So if you're going against, let's just say Live Twins or Link, there are Link reliant without negates, and then you have, Avermax. There's 2, 2, and 4. You can special summon her and send them all to the field on their main phase 2 or main phase 1, and they have to like rethink about what they're doing. So that's a pretty interesting side hand trap, I would say. The other one you could consider is Parallel Exceeds, because it's one of the best cards in the game. Very underpriced. If you can get it right now in secret, I think they're $3. Get them and save them, and I think it's gonna go up in price. Honestly, it is, because you can put this in any deck that links, and this deck can link too, and it synergizes with the level to tribute, so it doesn't get in the way. The cards you gotta save is Drytron Fafnir for future reference. I'll explain that another time. Here's another one for side engines I'm still at now, is this one. When this card hits your hand to the graveyard, you can shuffle 2 beast or beast warrior monsters back into or plant different types to the graveyard and shuffle them into the deck, and then it'll special summon itself, and then it'll add another one to your hand, and this is the one it'll add to your hand. So it's pretty cool because it recursion, it gets back into your deck, so you can bring your little your synchros, you can put them back into the graveyard for they don't die, or they don't get for you could recurge them, and then it special summon itself, so it gives you a body. And then this one just goes to your hand. I haven't read the effect, I could care less, to be honest. I just thought that was a good side engine. This one is just to, like I said, these are on theory. None of them are like what you want to do. It's just to give you options of knowing what you can do. This one, if this card is normal special summon while you control a synchro monster is on the field, you can target while a synchro monster is on the field. Any side. You can target 1 field spell in your graveyard and add it to your hand. And if this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, if you're in your possession and is destroyed by your opponent's card effect or sent to the graveyard and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower beast monster. There's another beast monster that's a level 4 and that is cool to run. I forgot it's an old one, but that one if destroyed. Cards you should know about: target 2 water monsters, 15 or less, in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Works with. It also works good with this card. Do I have it right here? Lapis I think it's called Lapis Dragon. Oh, must be over there. Lapis Dragon has 2 effects. When you add it to your hand, it special summons, right? So if you draw it, you can special summon it. Or if you add it, it special summons. And then if you add it from the graveyard to your hand, you can special summon it. So this one synergizes good with Lapis Dragon because you could target 2 monsters, add them to your hand, and Lapis was just special summon. And then of course Trading. Trading synergizes well with all your tuners, and then it could synergize good with Doom King. Remember, so if you activate, that's why I'm saying in theory, you gotta activate this, discard Doom King. Doom King will get you the water one, or you know, there's things you could do. And honorable mentions that I don't have is the Air Rock card. I forgot what it's called, but you special summon a beast, 7 signs, 7 sea signs, 7 sign stars or something like that. And there's a lot of other stuff, but these are ones that I just wanted to show you for you can see for yourself what you can add and it's relevant. I want to show you a relevant combo, right? So you're gonna activate Departure. Departure is gonna discard Crystal Girl, and then you're gonna get 2 monsters to your hand. We're gonna get this one and the Book of Moon. Alright, and then goes to the graveyard. You're gonna normal summon. Then you're gonna activate Crystal Girl, special summon. Now her effect activates to give you a water monster to your hand at the end phase, right? Link into her. Effect of Parallel Seas, special summons. Effect of Parallel Seas, special summon. Right? Then you XYZ to Abyss Dweller. Activate effect, special summon. Right? Then you set 1. Then you're gonna tribute this one for cost to special summon. Then this one's gonna get you another one to your hand. Let's get another that one, or maybe one that we haven't used since we already got that. We want just any of them, it doesn't matter, right? And then end phase, on end phase, this is gonna activate to give you another one to your hand. So let's get another one to our hand. Okay. And then on their draw phase, you can activate this to oh, this one gets banished. Sorry. So this one activates, so you locked out their graveyard. Then you can tribute, right, to Book of Moon them. And then you're not gonna tribute. You're gonna activate this to bring one out. Okay. And then from there, you could go into this route. Activate your trap if you want to add to your hand, or if you want to activate this. It depends on you, because you're gonna Book a Moon to protect this one. And you could activate that, and then you could get it just ready to snatch monsters, even if they could find a way to go through it, right? And that's from activating that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Or if not, you could activate that instead of going to this. You have this, and then you activated something like Book of Moon. You could pay 700, do it again, and pop something. And you lock them out from special summoning, and you locked out the graveyard as well. So that's one combo. Like this one, you could just normal summon. So you're gonna get a monster at the end of the turn. You could tribute this one to special summon this one. And you could synchro for a 9. Then effect of this one, draw 2, right? Alright. Activate effect again to special summon herself. Then it's up to you which one you want to use, because we drew this one again, but whatever. You could do it again depending on what you're trying to do. This one will bring out one, so I guess I'll activate this to bring out this one. Then you could synchro, this one will get banished, and you could go into either Chen Chen or this one, whatever most relevant for you. Probably Chen Chen. So you have that monster, right? You have one that anything that gets off the field get banished, and you have 2 pops. Then you could set these 2. You could under draw phase activate to bring one to your hand, whichever most relevant for you. Maybe this one. And then if they do anything, you could super poly into whatever most relevant, that one or this one, or this one. And the one you're gonna want to discard is this one, because that one will come back out. So now the waters can get targeted, and then you can still combo off on the next turn. Oh, and I forgot, at the end phase we're supposed to get a monster from her, and we could pick which one we want. So we might as well get this one, right? So you would have ended up on your turn with like 3 cards from right. Might not seem, but it's very helpful, especially that trap. Alright, say we're playing on their turn. On their turn, right? I will tribute to bring that one. Effect of this one, bring it back to my hand. Right? So I'm just trying to leave a body in their field. And if I see something valuable, it depends on what I want to do. I'm going to pop a trap, banish a monster. Most likely the way people work, you're actually going to tribute this one and banish the monster. And then they'll still have something, right? If they don't go into Dragoon or run it. Because some decks don't run Dragoon, let's be honest. And then it's your turn. Look at your hand already, okay? This is what you have. So you could normal summon. Sounds weird, but if you normal summon this, now they're not gonna special summon something and surprise you in their turn, right? No Dogmatica is gonna surprise you, no Nibiru, no Gamma, no Prank Kids, the Thunder Monsters. And then from here, let's see, we could just throw these to the graveyard. Unless you want to pop a trap instantly, right? To special summon this one will activate the spell from the deck. Okay, so for now on, no matter what we do from here, we're gonna get a we're gonna start counting down, right? All right, tribute by sending. You can tribute 1 level 7 or higher monster, add to your hand. Okay, so we're gonna activate this to special summon. You know what? No, let's not activate that one because I want to link first. So I normal summon, activate effect to end phase. Then you link these away for that one.
I feel sorry for your mother.
What you say about my mama? You feel sorry for who?
I don't want any trouble. Just get out.
What the fuck you say about my mama?
I don't want any trouble. Just get out.
You talking shit.
You wanna know what a real power is?
In a bullet.
No! In the books. See, Turek, your mind, it is like a gun. And you wanna load it up with little itty bitty bullets of knowledge.